Have you ever made a blogging decision and then almost immediately questioned it? You publish a post and you wonder, should I have targeted a different keyword? You start focusing on Facebook and think, maybe I should be doing Pinterest instead. You create a product and suddenly question, was this even the right thing to make? You choose a strategy and then you spend the next week wondering if you chose wrong. And honestly, that constant second guessing is exhausting because it's not just about decisions, it's about the mental energy that you lose after the decision, the overthinking, the analyzing, the comparing, the constant need for reassurance. So today, we want to talk about why so many bloggers struggle to trust their own decisions, why so many women struggle to trust their own decisions, and why the answer is not more information. It's building a better decision system.
Welcome to today's training video. Stop second guessing every blogging decision that you are making. This is especially for you if you constantly wonder if you're doing the right thing. This is for you if you change direction often after making a decision. This is for you if you spend a lot of time researching before actually taking action. This is for you if you struggle to trust yourself in business, and this is for you if you feel mentally drained by overthinking every single thing, because most bloggers don't actually have an information problem. They have a confidence problem disguised as a strategy problem. All right.
So before we dig in, if you will, real quick, text the word confidence. We are testing your spelling abilities this week. CONFIDENCE to 251-644-6701. Yeah, how confident are you in your spelling abilities? So what are you going to learn today? Today, you're going to learn why bloggers, especially women, second guess themselves so much. You're going to learn the hidden cost of constantly questioning your decisions. You're going to learn why more information usually makes overthinking worse. Yeah, seriously. You're going to learn the difference between confident decisions and perfect decisions. That's a good one. There is a huge difference between confident decisions and perfect decisions. And you're going to learn a simple framework for making decisions with more peace and more clarity.
That's right. Here's what you're going to walk away with: a better understanding of why you feel mentally stuck and knowing that you're not alone. I think that's important. You're going to walk away with relief from feeling like you always need more certainty. You're going to walk away with a healthier way to approach decision making, because that making all the decisions, that's hard. That's what blocks a lot of us. You're going to walk away with one practical shift that you can apply immediately when you're done with this video. And you're going to walk away with more trust in yourself as a business owner.
Yeah. So the real reason that you're second guessing everything, most people think that they second guess themselves because they don't know enough. So they keep researching, they keep watching trainings, they keep listening to podcasts, consuming more and more advice, looking for the best way. But here's the truth. Most second guessing does not come from lack of knowledge. It comes from fear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, it kind of comes from too much knowledge. I could do it this way, this way, this way, or this way. But it also comes from fear. Fear of making the wrong decision. Because blogging has very few guaranteed outcomes and many ways to get there. Mm-hmm. You can pick the right keyword and still not rank. You can create a great product and not have any sales. You can post consistently and still have slow growth for a season. And that uncertainty makes people uncomfortable. So they try to eliminate uncertainty before they act. I need to know everything before I push publish. But you can't fully eliminate uncertainty in any business.
Okay. So I've said this in about 3 videos now, and it's about decisions. And we're going to talk about the trap of the perfect decision. So a lot of bloggers believe if I could just make the perfect decision, then I'd finally feel confident. But confidence does not come from making perfect decisions. Confidence comes from learning that you can handle imperfect decisions.
Yes.
Huge difference. Because waiting for certainty usually creates delays. It creates overthinking. It creates constant pivoting. It creates mental exhaustion, and it creates a loss of momentum. And meanwhile, confident bloggers are often not more certain than you, right? They are just more willing to make decisions, to adjust, to learn, and to keep moving. That's the difference.
Okay? I love that. Just make the decision and stick with it. Go back a few videos, right? So, yeah, why? And I alluded. Oh, go ahead. You want to say something?
I was going to say, it's just like when somebody has a keyword plan, when we're helping somebody with their keyword plan, and they're like, I just can't decide, should I do this one or should I do this one? Because these numbers and these numbers, honestly, at the end of the day, either of them would have brought you results. One of them would have brought you quicker, better results, but now time, maybe, right? Now the time you've lost in not making decisions.
Maybe neither one will work now.
Yeah. It does kind of feel like another time, like that was 100 years ago, keyword plans, but still there is data, and there is, even in a 0-click world, all of that. Anyway.
Well, so, I mean, people still click.
But my point is, both of those would have brought you a result, right? But you're not seeing it. Instead, you're hooked on and stuck in analysis paralysis and not making a decision.
Right. So, you know what never brings results ever?
Quitting.
Inaction. It never works.
Yep.
Right?
I agree.
Okay. So why, I alluded to this earlier, Crystal alluded to this earlier, why does more information usually make the entire thing worse? It surprises people, but sometimes the more advice you consume, the harder it becomes to trust yourself, because now you have 20 different expert opinions. You have 15 different proven strategies, right? You have 10 different experts, and you have 422 open tabs. One person says focus on SEO. Another person says, well, SEO doesn't matter anymore. One person says short form video is everything. When another person says, if your video is not at least 30 minutes long, there's really no point in creating it. You need long videos, right? Somebody else says email lists matter most. It's the only thing you own. And somebody else says, but really, are people even reading emails anymore? You don't need emails. Pinterest is where it's at. And somebody else says, well, right, at some point, your brain stops looking for clarity. It starts looking for certainty. But certainty is not available, y'all. It's just not, especially in any business.
Especially in any online business. So the real goal is not certainty. Does that shock you? The real goal here is to make the best decision that you can make with the information that you currently have, and make the decision.
Well, Crystal, you said especially not any online business, but 2020 proved that it doesn't matter if you're online or brick and mortar. Right. Because in 2020,
right,
especially brick and mortar business.
So the goal is just to make a decision. Let me give you guys a really quick example. One of our 17-year-old is learning to drive. And it's been about 6 months ago that we were in a parking lot, and we were in a parking lot that's very, very busy, and he needed to cross over traffic that's coming in from this other way, right? So there's potentially a car this way and a car this way that could be coming. Well, he went to turn left, and this car from the left is coming and a car from the right is coming. And I said, oh, Matthew, wait. And he froze, right? He made the decision. I needed to just let him make the decision. Do you know what? He hasn't driven since. That's terrible, right? But it freaked him out. And so we have to make the best decision with the information that we have. That's it. Ooh. Not the perfect decision, not the guaranteed outcome. Everybody lived. There were no accidents. Right. And then I'm like, wait, once you're in it, you got to keep going. And he's like, but you created doubt for me.
That's right.
I did. And I'm sorry. Right? A thoughtful decision based on
more information now. He had the information that he had, but he also had the information that Crystal had. And now there's too much information. I can't make a decision.
Mm-hmm. Right. A thoughtful decision based on what makes sense right now, that's what matters, because
For
most
you.
blocking decisions and most decisions in life, they're not life or death. They're not
Most are not.
permanent. Most of them are not. You can adjust, you can refine, you can pivot later, you can test something that's different. But when every decision feels loaded with pressure,
What happens? Just like Matthew.
yeah, exactly.
You
Right.
freeze.
Yep. It's true.
And the only guaranteed successful thing, action, is non-action. Right? A guaranteed unsuccessful action is non-action. The only thing that's really not going to work is not doing anything. So instead of asking, what if this is the wrong decision? Start asking, does this decision make sense for the information that I have and the season that I'm in right this moment, right now? This creates so much more peace. We've talked about seasons last week. Let's put that video
somewhere
up there. If we could add that video right there, that would be great. So you guys know it's going to be there when you see this video, because we just told our VA. Because now you stop expecting every decision to solve your entire business forever. You stop expecting that decision to make or break your retirement. You simply ask, is this the best next step for right now? And that's a much healthier way to operate. Because honestly, you can't make a decision for something for a year from now, because we don't know what's going to happen in a year. We only know what's happening right now.
Yep. The cost of constant second guessing steals more than just time. It steals your focus. It steals your momentum. It steals your energy. It steals your creativity. It steals your execution. All of those things are impacted by that.
Yeah. Because every time you question yourself, you interrupt your own progress. You stop moving forward long enough to evaluate, panic, compare, or rethink everything. And eventually you stop trusting yourself and your decision-making abilities altogether.
Yep. So here's the shift that has the potential to change everything. Confident bloggers are not people who never doubted themselves. They are people who stop treating every decision like it's an emergency. Do not live in fight or flight mode.
They understand that no strategy is perfect. No path is perfectly guaranteed. No one knows everything. So instead of obsessing over, is this what I should do? Is this exactly right? They focus on, does this move me forward? And that mindset, that's why we tell you guys all the time, really it's mindset. That mindset changes everything.
Yep. So a simple decision filter. The next time that you feel stuck on a decision, I want you to ask yourself potentially these 4 things. Does this support the season that I'm currently in? Does this align with my current goals? Am I making this harder than it needs to be? And am I looking for clarity or certainty?
That last question is powerful because clarity is realistic. Certainty or perfection,
right?
It's not. You don't need to trust yourself because you always make perfect decisions. You need to trust yourself because you can handle the outcome. You can learn, you can adjust, and you can keep going. That is real confidence, not certainty, not perfection, just the ability to move forward without constantly mentally collapsing over every choice. Like so my mother always told me, you don't need to know everything. You need to know how to find it. You don't have to know the answer. You know how to get to the answer, right? We don't have to know the perfect decision. We have to know what to do if we don't make the perfect decision, if the outcome isn't what we wanted.
Yep. So if you constantly feel stuck in overthinking, if you're tired of spinning mentally over every little decision, that's exactly why we created the Blogging Confidence operating system.
Yeah, because confidence is not just motivation. It's learning how to make cleaner decisions. It's how to stop mentally spiraling, to trust your judgment more, and move forward without constantly needing reassurance. The Confidence OS gives you practical frameworks for decision-making, focus, prioritization, mental clarity, execution. because most bloggers don't need more information. They need a better way to think.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find that linked below. And
So this week,
extremely, sorry,
you're good.
Well priced. Everybody can get it.
Mm-hmm. True. So this week, practice this. The next time that you catch yourself overthinking on a blog decision,
stop and ask, am I trying to make a good decision or a perfect one? Then choose the best next step with the information that you currently have and keep moving forward. Because second guessing every decision does not make you careful most of the time. It just makes you more exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Growth comes faster when you stop demanding certainty before action. When you learn to decide, adjust, learn, and keep moving.
That's where confidence starts to grow. I'm like, yes, girl, yes. That is where confidence starts to grow. It's true. It is true. All right. So don't forget to text the word confidence. This is a hard word. I know. CONFIDENCE. Text it to 251-644-6701. Sorry, I've got it on another screen over here. And if you text that word and you don't get the printable, you either misspelled it or you D&D'd us. So I'm going to tell you how to fix that. If you D&D'd us, text the word start, wait about 15 seconds, only start because that prompts the automation, right? So wait about 15 seconds and then text the word confidence and it should work. Okay. All right, guys, you probably know what you need to do more than you realize that you know what you need to do. Okay. All right. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.